Hello, I'm Emma Louise and welcome to my video. And I'm doing this fan art for a little while. On this one I want to go with a Louisiana theme, and I don't know what made me think of it, but I decided to do a butterfly, which I've never done before. So I googled Louisiana butterflies and I found this red spotted purple. And I was wondering about the name because they're blue with orange spots. Was the person that named them colorblind? If you hear that crunching in the background, my cat's eating a leaf right now. Anyway, I couldn't decide which name to use because it has two names. It's also called a White Admiral. Again, there isn't a whole lot of white on it. Why is it called a White Admiral? But I settled on the red spotted purple for the name because it seemed more suiting. It seemed like the most used name for this butterfly. I want this to look like a scientific drawing. Actually, not a drawing. I want it to look like mounted butterflies. Like, I didn't draw the pins, but these are dead butterflies. They're supposed to look like they are 3D mounted on the page. And the original plan was going to be like a late 1800s look, which would be washed out colors, very few colors, mainly brown. Then the way it was working, the butterfly just sitting at the top or even in the middle, there's just too much blank space. So I decided to have the underside of the butterfly also. So the top is the top of the butterfly and the one below is the underneath. And I'm glad I did that because it's actually amazing how different both sides are. And for this I want to try and use as few lines as possible, because I was wondering if I should outline where the colors change or if I should only outline the butterfly itself. And finally I decided that this was a good chance to try and use as few lines as I could. And that helped to make it look less like a paint by number and possibly more realistic. So I only outlined it and I also drew the veins. And surprisingly, well, maybe not to some, but it was surprising to me, the veins on a butterfly are actually very specific. They're symmetrical, and they're the same on every butterfly, and they're actually really pretty. So luckily I didn't just go in and, draw random lines, because those lines, the veins were actually reference for where to put the spots or where to change colors on the butterfly. And the font, the typewriter font was my dad's idea. If you hear that, that's thunder. There's a little storm right now. My dad thought a typewriter font would look scientific, so I decided to try it. I don't know which looks more scientific, typewriter or cursive. I was going to do cursive because in my mind, when I see a scientific specimen, it's usually just in the person's handwriting. So that's what I was going to do, but I guess a typewriter looks more professional. I do another butterfly, and I do it in cursive. I think I like the cursive better. Now, I collect plants, but I actually don't collect butterflies. I really like plants, and then I decided maybe I should try collecting butterflies and bugs. So I researched, you have to kill it first before you can mount it. You stick a pin through it, but I was wondering, do they dehydrate, or is there a special, what happens? How do you do it? So I was researching it, and pretty much what you do is you have this jar, and it has this cotton soaked in this deadly chemical, deadly to the bugs, and you put the bug in it, and pretty much you torture it. And if you want to speed up the process, you put it in the freezer. So I'm really not interested in torturing beautiful bugs, so I don't do that. I don't collect bugs. For some reason now I'm fine with collecting plants. Maybe it's because they don't have a central nervous system. And with the butterfly, if you see one, oh, great, I caught it. I caught the butterfly. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's the only one I've seen like this. Kill. Kill. But with a plant, you can look, and oh look, a whole field of bluebonnets. And you don't even kill one. If you're not collecting the root, you just cut it and it lives. It's fine. You're not killing the plant. So I do plant collecting, and I enjoy it. It's actually kind of good because I can draw bugs, and I enjoy drawing bugs, but I actually don't really like drawing plants. But I like collecting plants, so I kind of get both. The only thing I had serious problem with on this one was the shadow. I call it a drop shadow, but that's like a photo editing thing. It's probably just called a shadow. Because I wanted it to look like the butterflies were just slightly above the paper. And I got so many water stains and feathering. It was my first time doing it, so I guess it's okay. It's not the best though. So for the shadow, I just visualized that the light was coming from the top right corner and just kind of tried to imagine how the shadows would look. I think I did okay. Probably saw that I kept chickening out and blotting it out and then doing it again and blotting it. Probably lack of confidence was part of the reason for the feathering and water lines. Other than that though, I'm really happy with this one. I didn't think I liked butterflies. Like, I didn't think they could be interesting enough to stand alone on a piece of art, but they actually are. They're amazingly detailed. I hope you liked the video, I hope you liked the art, and have a good day.